All right, quick question. Do you actually know what you're paying the bookmaker every time you bet? Every single line you see, doesn't matter if it's the NBA, NFL, NRL, AFL, NBL, whatever it is, cricket. Every line you see has a tax attached to it, or a toll road. You know, you're paying for the privilege of betting on every bookmaker, essentially. So let's talk about that in a minute. But my name's Ken Lee. I'm from Phoenix Sharp. I've built this fantastic system, EV betting system for Australian punters. I'm just in the process of launching it at the moment. It's fantastic. We'll go through some of the features and how this can help you long term. So anyway, what we'll do first is just get into what VIG is. You may have heard of this, you may not have heard of this. It may be an education, but I'll try and explain how it works. Okay, so again, VIG. Let's think about it as a toll road or a tax. Let's just say it's a tax. So they're skimming a little bit off the top of every bet. Okay, so here's the example. Let's say you've got a coin and you're going to flip it. That's a perfect 50-50 chance for tails or heads, correct? All right, so the odds for that should be $2. 50-50, $2. The implied odds is $2 for 50%. But what the bookies would do is actually give you that at $1.90. Okay, so $1.90, the implied odds for $1.90 is 52.6%. Okay, so that's for heads and tails. So if you add those both together, 52.6 plus 52.6 equals 105.2%. But the bet probability shouldn't go over 100%, correct? Correct. So that's where they make their money. Doesn't matter if you win or lose, they've got 105.2%. So 5.2% is their VIG. That's where they're making the money. Okay, pure profit for them. So even if you're winning half your bets, you're still losing money because they've rigged the math from the jump. Okay, so that's how that works. All right, so let's go to our system here. So this is Phoenix Sharp. We've actually got the power user on there. So we've got simple you start with. You can go to powers. So simple gives you this look here. You go to power user. It gives you this look. And you're able to view details. So these are all the details that we're interested in. Okay. So let's talk about VIG. Let's just look at the top bet, the top elite pick that we've got. Okay. So what we've got here is we've got the bookmaker implied odds at 24.4%. Obviously, it's $4.10 for the Panthers to beat the Bills. Excuse the refresh. We're always refreshing, new odds coming in, etc. So you got $4.10 for the Panthers to beat the Bills. All right. So bookmaker implied odds is 24.4%, but we take the VIG out, it's 26.3%. Okay, so we do the math and take the VIG out. So the true odds are 26.3%. So the VIG removed is 8%. Okay. So that's what you're paying. You're paying essentially you're paying that spread, that difference to the bookie every time you bet. That's the rent. All right. Excuse me, a little bit raw on video. This is my first time doing it. All right, so we just don't show you the opportunities at Phoenix Sharp. We show you where the bookmakers are adding their tax and where you can find your edge. And that's what we're all about, finding a mathematical edge. So let's talk about expected value. So we've talked about VIG a little bit. This is the VIG and this is where they take their cut. Okay, so now we've got expected value. So how do we know if the bet's actually worth taking? Using math. All right, so look at this. So we know the true probability after removing the VIG is, let's wait for the refresh again. We know the true probability after removing the VIG is 26.3%. Okay, so let's go to the expected value calculation, which is quite simple. Look, we do have some other calculations that we use in the back end, which is a little bit more proprietary in our secret sauce. But this is how you calculate expected value. So you got the true probability of 26.34% after the tax has been removed. The bookmaker odds are $4.10, which is great. and the expected return for every dollar you spend is $1.080. Okay, so that's $1.08 returned every time you bet over the long term. That gives us an 8%, a plus 8 EV return. Now, most systems out there are trying to find EVs of 4 and 5% like it's Christmas, so 8% is absolutely fantastic. Over the long term, that is money in the bank. All right, it is huge. So the positive EV bet means that this is mathematically profitable long term. Okay, that's the whole point of this. So instead of gambling on feelings and hunches like we all do, and you always get stung, if you play it a little bit smarter and stop gambling and start investing, you can actually win long term. Maybe you want to do a little bit of EV betting, a little bit of feels betting as well, where you sort of go your hunch. But look, EV betting is the way that you will profit long term. So in this scenario here, if we put $100 on and it did come through, and it will come through, math says 26.34% of the time. Okay, so that means 1 in every 4 bets, a little bit out in 1 in every 4 bets, this will come in. So that's the way it works. Over the long term, you're in front because these bets are generally a little bit longer as well. That's where we're finding the value. The other thing too is this is still 88 hours out. So these markets do tighten a little bit as it gets closer. So it is handy to look at these at the start of the week and lock these bets in. That is the way to do it because these bets do disappear as the week gets closer most of the time. So that 8% is a massive edge. I mean, that is elite. We've got 6. So out of all the NFL and NBA games at the moment, we've got 6 elite bets and 160 goods. Sometimes, we normally have some strongs in there as well, but we haven't got any strongs. But 6 elite at the moment at this time of the week is pretty bloody good. Today is Thursday, as you can see, the 23rd of October. So let's see what happens with the Carolina Panthers. I dare say it's Monday morning, our time. I'd like the Panthers to beat the Bills because I hate the Bills. I'm a Houston Texans fan. All right, so a little bit on why Phoenix Sharp is important. So as I've sort of alluded to, look, most betting tools out there don't necessarily show all this math, okay? We want to be transparent. We don't have a black box which says, trust us, this is what the numbers are. We want to sort of show what the numbers are. We want you to learn. We want you to understand. And again, we want to be an open book, which is completely what the sports books aren't. And there's nothing wrong with that. As long as you know what game you're playing and against who, then it makes it a little bit more fair. Okay, so we give you all the details. You scroll down. We've got bankroll management as well using the Kelly criterion, as you can see down here at the bottom. Optimal stake using the Kelly criterion, depending on a lot of variables. It's saying look 2.58%, which is 1.94% of your bankroll. You can adjust your bankroll in here and say how much you've got: 5,000, 1,000, 10,000, 20,000, whatever your bankroll is. Okay, and obviously you're going across different sports books. We've got Neds here. We've got Sportsbet AU here. We've got Neds, Unibet, Sportsbet, TAB, Betfair, so Bettor. So we've got a lot of different sports books here, and this is where we start going down into the tightened markets. These markets have tightened over time. One day this is going to run. So the small edge, monitor for improvement. I probably wouldn't go to the plus 2.9s. I'd really go the elites, and the elites are there for everyone to see, okay? So that is our difference. We're not a black box. We try and offer as much value and information as we can to our members. I'm building a Telegram. I'm not going Discord at the moment. I just want to build a small Telegram, have our community on that. So if you want to join the Telegram, I've got it written across the bottom of this video at the moment. Please join. I'll throw some elite bets in there. No subs needed. So I'll throw them at the start of the week so you can see what's going on. Join the conversation. And if you are after a 7-day trial, hit me up in Telegram or at my X handle, which you can see here as well. Just hit me up, DM me, and I'll give you a 7-day coupon code so you can try Phoenix on WAP. And WAP looks like a great place to be as well. So, look, I hope this has been educational, and yeah, please subscribe, hang around. I'd love to have all you guys as a part of our community here in Australia. We will be adding new features, I think I mentioned before. So player props will be coming soon. As soon as we start getting a few subs, I've already got that planned and ready to go. So I'll implement the player props aspect, so you can start betting player lines as well as game lines. And we'll start adding more and more sports as time goes along as well. At the moment, we've got NFL, NBA. We'll go NBL next. A few other sports, potentially cricket, will definitely be up and running for the football codes in Australia over winter. All the codes. So, look, let's grow together. Let's have a lot of fun, and let's make some money. Out.